60 Minutes, Rewind.
Today we find it the center of a gathering storm as women and men argue the question of abortion, the right to life or the woman's right to choose. It's a highly charged issue and a political one as well. In the last 10 days, the President of the United States has rejected recommendations made by his own appointed Commission on Population Growth that urged liberalized abortion laws. And then the President injected himself into the controversy with a letter to Cardinal Cook, head of the Catholic Archdiocese of New York, supporting the Church's fight against liberal abortion laws.
Mr. Fager, Mr. Walkley.
This week, the New York State Legislature voted to repeal the 2-year-old law that had given New York State the most liberal abortion policy in the country, permitting abortion on demand within the first 24 weeks of pregnancy. Governor Nelson Rockefeller vetoed this repeal bill. But the fight continues across the country. Both sides press their propaganda war with rallies and marches, slogans and posters. The laws on abortion vary from state to state. 3 states, Washington, Alaska, and Hawaii, have abortion laws somewhat similar to New York's, but with residency requirements. 13 states have laws permitting legal abortion in certain circumstances. All the rest prohibit abortion except to save the life of the pregnant woman. Each demonstration, each parade, be it in Atlanta or New York City or wherever, attracts opposing pickets. The result, a melange of slogans and statements.
Heated debate on abortion is taking place throughout the country. You can hear it in churches, in women's clubs, on college campuses and state legislatures. One lawmaker brought a fetus in a bottle to the New York debate.
Here's your victim, Mr. Blumenthal. Right here. In the jar. Unobserved by the majority of members of this House because many of them haven't got the courage to come over here and look at it.
That decision is personal, not only for the people of the state of New York, but for each and every member of this legislature. And I'm not going to have 149 members of this legislature tell my wife what her decision should be in case she desires an abortion.
I don't know how to measure the beginning of life except at the point of conception. For me, there is no other benchmark in place of the hospital being a place where you go to preserve life, to cure illness. We have the shameful situation where a part of that facility which is dedicated to the preservation of life is used to deliberately kill.
There should be no man, no priest or politician, no doctor or any hospital administrator, no government official or husband who should have the right to force any woman to have a child against her will. I think that the time is here now that we as women must fight the established restrictions that exist on a woman's right to control her own reproductive processes, and that this is a right that no state should be allowed to abridge.
I don't feel it's ever been proven that the child, that the fetus within the womb is not human. I've heard a lot of arguments, and I still haven't heard that it is not human.
The decisive battles over the question of abortion are taking place in the legislatures and in the courts, where the old and the new laws written in the legislatures are being challenged. The Supreme Court has been asked to rule specifically whether laws restricting abortion in Texas and Georgia are a violation of the right to privacy and a denial of individual rights guaranteed by the Constitution. If the Supreme Court decides the Texas and Georgia laws on abortion are unconstitutional, that would open the way to legalized abortion throughout the country. But if the Supreme Court decides that a woman's constitutional rights are not breached by anti-abortion laws, well, then it seems likely the opposing forces will continue to do battle for many Mother's Days to come.